do is go through a certificate of liability insurance and the different sections and explain to you what each section means and what you should watch out for and be aware of when you're purchasing insurance. So this is for liability insurance. The first section at the top is the broker or agent name. So that's actually going to have, if you work with an insurance broker, that's going to have their information up there. If you work directly with an insurance company, their information could be listed there as well. Underneath that is the insured name and address. So like I said before, you're going to be the insured, the event organizer, the one purchasing the coverage. So your information will be there. If you look over to the right side on the certificate, the insurance carrier information. Now there could be numerous companies listed here. For example, on this one it says New Hampshire Insurance Company and National Union Fire Insurance Company. And what that is the two different carriers that have a piece of this policy. So I'll go down and show you the types of coverage and then talk about which company is related to each of those. So underneath that, under the coverage types, you'll see the section that says general liability. And this is for the policy number that's written next to that and the dates that are shown there as well next to that. Underneath that, you'll see medical expenses. So these are the two separate policies that the two separate insurance companies are going to cover. All the way over to the right, you'll see the limits of insurance. And this basically goes through the limits of coverage that you have for each section of the liability policy. So a standard general liability policy is going to be $1 million per occurrence and $2 million aggregate. In addition to that, you'll have medical expense coverage and maybe some other alternate coverages as well, which we're going to go through a little bit later to talk about the specifics and what those coverages are. But you'll see those limits over on the right, and again, standard policies are $1 million, $2 million. If your venue or someone's requiring you to have excess limits, you're going to see listed there an excess limit amount. So it could be $2 million per occurrence, $2 million aggregate, all the way up to $10, $15 million, depending on what kind of event it is and what your venue requires. As you go down, you'll see the section that says excess limits. So that's, if there is any excess limits, it's going to actually show that amount there. The next section below that is the description of coverage. This is a pretty standard phrase that goes into this section, and some venues, cities or states or other entities require you to have different wording in there. So you want to be aware of that in your contract, what the wording is that you're supposed to have in this section. Most insurance companies can arrange to have that edited for you to work with whatever your contract says. Underneath that is the certificate holder, and this is the person asking you to name them as an additional insured on your policy. So it's going to name their name and their address, and their name will also be in that description of coverage section as well.